Do I get the finger guns?
That went on
Sorry.
screen.
This is your entrance to to Rainbows and Razor Blade Productions. Good evening, everyone. Again, welcome to Rainbow and Razor Blade Productions. My name is Steve, and I'll be your GM and General Chaos Controller. Uh, just as a side note, make sure if at all possible, you try to discuss how loud your children can burp from fizzy drinks. It's what we all aspire for. However, tonight we're going to be playing the brand new unreleased game by Monte Cook Games, Stealing the Devil's Story. And I'll be running this amazing game at Gen Con next week. And for anyone that's going to be there, feel free to look me up. But for now, I'm going to allow my players to introduce themselves, and then we will get into a bit more of the game. Why don't we go ahead and start with DK?
Hi, hello, that's me. I'm DK. Uh, I'm super excited to be here. I'm finally on Rainbows and Razor Blades after a million years and trying to coordinate schedules. When I'm not here, you can find me on Exquisite Corpse Presents, running really gay, really dramatic games of very broken D&D. Or you go look, follow me on Twitter at @AbbotDarling. See all the things that I'm doing because I certainly don't remember them. Thanks for having me, Christian.
Is that
Go ahead,
my
Kristen.
sign to go?
We
Oh,
might as
hi.
well pass it off to Kristen.
I'm Kristen, your Chaos Goblin over here on Rainbows and Razor Blades, and also in the Saturday night game that DK runs. You can find me on Twitter at Darcy Relish. Let's go to Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat, also known as Autumn Knox. You can find me here on Fridays playing Cyberpunk, every other week in Chaos Commentary, and the rest of the time running the show behind the scenes. And that is all for me right now. Let's go to Jake.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jake. I am the GM and co-founder of Q Times. I run a bunch of Pathfinder 2nd Edition games, as well as guest star on a bunch of other channels. Best place to find me is either at _Q Times or at Indigo QT.
Okay, I think that's everyone. And so let's get into it. Tonight we're going to be playing a bit of a different game. You're going to find that Stealing the Devil's Story is quite an easy game to pick up, but it involves lying. So again, all my players are probably going to be referred to as liars throughout most of this game. It is a term of endearment because we're going to be breaking reality while we're doing it. So welcome, liars. At first, it doesn't sound very nice, but that's what we are. Writers, role players, GMs, all liars. Every single one of us. We teach our children it's wrong. It can get us fired from our job. We label it as a sin, even a crime, but we pay money to sit down and watch a movie full of lies. We eagerly buy the latest book of lies from our favorite author. This game is about embracing lies. We're going to use them to literally bend reality to what we want, to what we need, and so we can succeed at what we want to do. Players are going to be lying, and they're going to be lying to reality. That means to put a door where there was not one before. To need to get past a guard, we're going to lie to reality that that guard did not get enough sleep and they nod off. These are the literal rules of the game, that the lies become the truth, and then we run with it. But to what end? Why are we here? We have found that there are disruptions called zones of improbability, a place in the world that is host to strange abnormalities, putting the laws of physics and logic on its head. But there is a key in that zone. When the key is removed, reality snaps back. And what's even better, when the zone is undone, all those disruptions and actions that the team took to get that key, it never actually happened. The liars literally steal that story and then can use that story's essence to further their own ends, whether that makes them more powerful, providing them better items, and that's how the game will then progress. So yes, it's a heist. However, this heist is going to be collaboratively built, and then we run through it, and then there's going to be twists provided by me. There's going to be action, stealth, and whatever the other liars can come up with to get them to their goal. Now, all the liars are professionals, and their lies always work. Fail a roll, the lie will still work. However, it may change the direction of story, and then we have to kind of move around it from there. This game is going to be played in 3 acts. Act 1 is going to be planning. Act 2 is going to be the beginning and middle of the heist, and then Act 3 is where it ramps up. The players get a bit more special abilities, but the heat's going to be on at that point. So the adventure starts aboard the spaceship called Celeste. Celeste is a massive spaceship, travels between realities. You see, back in the 39th century, the Earth is very, very different. We figured everything out. There's nanobots helping us connect all human beings together. Lifespans are infinite. All minds can be connected within a cloud and artificially enhanced metaverse. So a lot of really big words in that. Essentially, everyone is combined. But humanity wants to push those boundaries. They started exploring space, found space was quite empty. But through technology, they find they're able to shift realities. When you shift realities, you can travel to different realities, the metaverse, wherever you want to go. But it takes time. So they had to convince a certain number of people to leave this metaverse, to leave this perfect Earth where everyone is combined. And who do you get to do that? Outcasts, criminals, people that have adventurous spirit. So this massive ship is filled with people with that adventurous spirit. Everything was going great. They're gathering tons of information, traveling through different realities, until it didn't go so well. Something went wrong. An alert went off, something was wrong, the ship needed to come home immediately. However, immediately is like 500 years to get home. So all the explorers went to their pods to go to sleep while the ship traversed its realities home. There's dangerous radiation when you traverse these realities. Strange things can happen. Well, about a quarter of the population couldn't go back to sleep. For some reason, the pods didn't work. So you have a quarter of this population that is now 5 generations deep of creating their own civilization aboard the Celeste. The other 3/4 were able to go to sleep. And of course, the AI gods that control the Celeste, they went to sleep too. So the people who are left awake are called the Scions, who created their own civilization inside this ship. The ones who went to bed, called the sleepers. So again, we find ourselves 5 generations. Celeste has finally returned home. The problem is they returned home to 21st century Earth, 1,800 years before the ship actually left. So everyone is awake, and this is where the liars find themselves. The AI gods raise themselves from the slumber to assist in discovering why these improbability zones exist. We know that they exist. They know they have to pull the key from them, but the AI and the teams are slowly being assembled and to go in and to pull these keys out. So this is where we find ourselves. This is where we find our players meeting for the first time with the AI. They have been assembled. They understand why they're there to discover what's inside the zone and to pull the key out. So, players, do you mind introducing yourselves and kind of what your special abilities are? Kat, you can go ahead and go first.
All right. So, I am actually playing Ash Morgan, and I am a sleeper planner, which means that I was one of the ones that was asleep until I was awakened when we arrived back at Earth. The planner, I can lie to objects and things. Not people, just objects and things. I'm good at unarmed combat, balancing, history. Unfortunately, I'm kind of unlikable, though, so don't ask me to try and persuade anyone. Yeah, pretty agile and fast. That's really about all to me.
And then Kristen, who do we have playing?
Well, I would be Savvy. And Savvy is savvy with computers as a plotter. She was asleep, so she's a sleeper. And as a plotter, I use knowledge, and I lie to the past. So I can affect things that have already happened. So that's all kinds of fun. And I also have tiny translucent screens of light that appear around me like a constellation of stars.
And Jake, go ahead.
Yes, I'm going to be playing Darius Smith, a Scion schemer. I can lie about people. Um, I can lie when, like, someone bumping into another person is an example that they give in the book. I'm quick-witted, tricky. I'm not bad at lying. I can work with electronics. I can also pick a lock, but I'm very clumsy.
And DK, can you please round us out?
I am playing Minuet Faust, who is an eloquent and intimidating sleeper plotter, who has also been sort of asleep for the last several generations, and who also lies to the past. She's good at unarmed combat and history, and because I am gay and she is gay, bad at math.
All right, thank you. Before we get any farther, again, my name is Steve. My pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be playing all the NPCs, so my pronouns are going to change, and we did not clip that through, so can I have everyone please provide their pronouns before we do that?
She, they.
Kristen? Yep,
And she, they for Savi as well.
okay,
Yeah.
Kat?
She, her.
Thank you.
He, him.
Darius? Thank you.
Both character and player.
And DK?
She, they for me, whatever is clever for Faust. Any and all are fine.
Okay, we're going to get into it. So players, as you come into, you're coming up into you're kind of all herded into an elevator together to move up to what is the main deck of the Celeste. And as the deck opens, the door opens and you're moving forward, you're seeing screen upon screen. As you're entering in, you're seeing a lot of individuals, but they're hard light projections. This entire room is being housed with different variations of the AI programming. And then a large figure appears on one of the main screens. And this is one of the main voices of the AI. They are known as Morgan. Morgan presents themselves as a black female presenting with long braided hair. Anytime that you have interacted with them in the past, they have been calm, kind, and generally intelligent. And your understanding is that you are here to get your mission briefing, and then Morgan is here to answer any questions. So as you enter, you hear Morgan's voice and says, "Liars, please come in, welcome. As you all know, you are here to go into the improbability zone and retrieve the key. This specific key for your team is going to be at the Chrysler Building, which is located in Michigan, in a city called Auburn Hills. The research and development, and there's many other places that this building houses, but most importantly, the key that you're looking for is the first bill that the company ever made, is when it was founded in 1925. This single bill is housed in, we believe, it is the CEO's office. This bill will, once retrieved and removed from the improbability zone, will then cause the improbability zone to collapse upon itself. The current improbability zone has a different problem than we've seen before. Each improbability zone will house different abnormalities from reality. This one specifically causes a decrease in gravity by 50%. And while it only lasts for a few seconds, within a mile to a mile and a half away from this center of this building, objects, people, many other things will just suddenly lift off the ground and then slowly come back to the ground. From what we've seen so far, the people that are caught in the zone sometimes notice and sometimes don't, which we found to be somewhat common in the improbability zone. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to usher you into to a side room with Terror. Terror is our, if you have not met them before, they are our human counterpart. They will assist you in your planning phase. They will assist you in getting any equipment that you may need. and then you will come back here for teleporting down to the planet. I do apologize, we're not able to interact with anything inside the improbability zone. I'm not able to assist you once you get in there. I cannot even make a phone call. I cannot access any of the intranets. I cannot even do anything inside that zone. We will have you escorted into the zone, and then you will have to find your way back out of the zone before we're able to bring you up back to the ship. So, with that in mind, do you have any questions for us while we are here prior to getting on to your briefing?
Do we have an exact floor for the office where it is?
No. Currently, I know that it is in. We know it is in the top. We know it is within the top 3 floors. That is its general location. We do know that the bill itself is encased in a very hard type of plastic. We know that it is secured to a wall. Now, that is about all that we know at this point, is all the information that we're able to gather. The facility itself, when you go into your briefing room, you'll see it expands it's a very large area, but the main building itself is only about 60 floors tall. But the rest of the complex, again, does a lot of technology testing for the automobiles that are still popular in the 21st century. So there is part factory, part workshop, part technology testing, and there's even tracks outside. So however you want to approach this is going to be completely up to you. But in general, the main building is about 60 floors tall, and then you are going to go from there. And the top 5 to 6 floors are going to be the most heavily guarded, but that's where we believe that the item has been located. Is there any other questions?
Is the entire facility guarded, or is it just those top floors?
It is our understanding that the guards and the security on the lower floors is going to be somewhat minimal, no more than a normal office building, because of the testing and some of the technology that they have been researching there. It may be a bit more heavily guarded, but I don't believe it's going to be, your big work's going to be on your top 5 floors. But for the most part, you're going to be coming into normal keycard exits and entrances. You're going to have people having general appointments. There's going to be deliveries coming in, all of the normal run-of-the-mill daily activities of any large office building. They have a lot, the CEO is housed there, any assistants they may have are housed there as well, but it is generally an active office building. So nothing out of the ordinary, at least for what we know.
Do we have anything that lists out maybe the schedules of the deliveries? Have we observed the building enough to know this?
I think Tara may have some of that information in the briefing. That I do not know specifically.
Okay.
When we move into there, we will have the hollow table set up, and we will show a crosscut of the building, and then we can go through and go with any of the planning of the deliveries. However, I know several of you may be able to plan the deliveries yourself.
All right.
Anything else?
No,
Okay. And again, thank you very much for your help. You are one of several teams that we're going to be sending down to get this figured out, and I hope to see you soon. And as Morgan kind of fades from view, you have the Earth in general just showing, and then the other hard light projections are continuing to work, and you're understanding that are going to be several other teams that are going to be working, not just you. And then off to your right, another set of doors opens, and then you're able to proceed through if you then dare choose.
Yeah, I'll go through.
And as you're coming in, you first see when you go in the room, there is a large massive table. And instantly when the team walks in the room, the entire Chrysler building is shown, as well as all the other extraneous extra pieces to the building. You're seeing that there's a lot of offshoots, which you're assuming are even assembly lines, but you're mostly focused on the large section of the Chrysler building. And then as you see that, you see a generally non-binary human that is actually wheeling in on what is appeared to be almost like a powered wheelchair. It is a hovering, basically, essentially a hovering wheelchair. And you see this individual has a left bionic arm, and that you all know well enough that Terror is the human equipment specialist for these teams. They're able to acquire any kind of clothing, equipment, weapons that you need. And I have 2 Scions, correct? I have Darius. Darius,
Nope, one Scion.
There's one
Yeah,
Scion.
Darius, you're our only Scion. Darius, you understand that Terror is from one generation behind you. They're one generation older than you. Terror was instrumental in stopping an attack that happened on one of the lower decks of the ship. When the Celeste was traversing realities, a sentient plant growth started growing in some of the lower decks. And a group of the Scions had to go investigate that, and Terror was one of the individuals that was involved. The problem is the sentient plant growth, it started to attack and feed on the people and the power running the ship. And so Terror literally got their name from their single-handed actions in destroying the heart of the infection. Terror was severely injured, and that's where they lost their arm and their ability to walk unassisted. However, they gained a lot more psychic abilities coming into contact with that entity and also with the Celeste. So that is why they are kind of one of the literal left and right hands of the AI. And Terra welcomes you all in. Oh, Darius, good to see you. Looks like I have
Thank you.
Faust, Ash, Savvy. Am I saying that all right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Welcome. And you can see as Terra reaches out their left arm, as the bionic arm actually leaves their body and goes over and, starts typing something up on the computer itself while he's still talking to you. He's literally able to have that arm leave his body to go and do what he chooses with it. And all right, let's get down right to it. So we're looking at the Chrysler building. I know Morgan told you out front, top 5 floors are going to be your biggest issue. So we're going to have to figure out your way in there and go from there. When you get done with your briefing, when you get done figuring out your plan, come see me and we'll get you fitted for whatever that you need. Any weapons, clothing, climbing gear, anything that you may need, we can have you, and then we'll pop you down. We'll pop you down planet side and get you going. We do have a car that has been arranged for you. Apparently, this century has something called Uber. I don't know what it is, but apparently you can just call someplace, and then someone with one of their gas-powered vehicles just shows up and takes you places. So we're going to try that and see how it goes. I don't know what's going to happen, but everything else is going to be up to you. So he then kind of heads out. So what we're doing now, and to kind of take break out from the game, is now we're specifically in Act 1. So Act 1 is the players and the GM are going to explain how the heist is going to work. I have outlaid the outline for you that the top 5 floors are going to be your most secure. Everything else is a little bit of minutia from there. So what I first want to kind of do is I need someone to tell me what the CEO's name is. Give me a CEO.
George.
Okay.
I was trying to think of the most dickish name I could think of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Do we have
mean,
like a Gabe? George? Gabe works too. George.
Gabe, man.
Gary.
We're gonna go with Gabe. Gary.
Gary.
We'll go Gary. All right, we'll go Gary.
Yeah.
What's Gary's assistant's name?
Martha.
Martha. All right. What's Gary into? What's Gary's hobbies?
Golf.
Ooh, that I thought that was going in a different direction.
I deliberately did not go in that direction for at least the first one.
All
I mean, it
right.
does involve poles.
What's the hobby, Martha? No shit. All right. All right. Sorry. So we have a CEO, we have an assistant. What kind of what's the best way to get into the building? What's the team looking at? You're looking at this big schematic. So what's the best way that reality is going to allow you, or what's the way you're going to break into this building?
Parking garage elevator.
I was
Okay.
thinking go in as a delivery crew and see if we can find
All
out
right.
like what their delivery schedules are. See if we can maybe
Okay.
get at least close to those floors and then make our way up through the stairs.
Okay. So we have a possible garage elevator. We have possibly going upstairs, possibly being disguised as a delivery crew, and possibly taking the elevator. Is the garage elevator, is that in the back of the building? Is that in the middle of the building? Where's that at?
I figure it'd be off to one side where the garage is attached,
Okay.
unless it's underneath. But
All right, cool. What's the best way into the garage elevator? Is it through one of the factories? Is there just a big delivery section? Is it a place where the cars get delivered, cars get shipped?
see, the way I see it, it's a corporate building,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the big building, the garage attached to it, and then maybe like on the back side are all the delivery bays for supplies and
Okay.
everything they need for the office building itself. Like all the other
There's
stuff would be ancillary.
Probably a large elevator for delivery.
big freight elevator.
Like a freight elevator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
All right. All
I
right.
would think the
So
R&D
there's-
fabs would be separate
Yep.
because they're like clean rooms and things.
Okay. So then there's possibly clean rooms for any of the kind of tech involved. Okay. What kind of delivery crew are you going to be looking for? Are you looking for like the devil's delivery crew of like Amazon? Are you looking for parts and delivery? Are you what kind of delivery crew are we looking for? Are we gonna do
Something
lunch here?
innocuous like Staples.
Office supplies.
Yes. We're delivering
Office supplies.
staples and notepads and whiteout. Nobody uses whiteout
Well,
anymore.
if we just go as like a general like a UPS or whatever, we don't, we never know what's inside of it. So
Mhm.
we could always
Okay.
just go that route and just be like, oh, UPS, and just like it's big old boxes. And we could go
Okay.
with boxes that
Oh
could.
yeah. We have a big hand truck full of boxes. That's why you need 4 of us. We each get a dolly
And it
of
needs to
stuff.
be signed for by Martha. Nobody else.
Okay. Okay.
We could
So
use those
hand truck-
boxes to hide anything that we need to take with us that isn't easily visible. If any of us need to take weapons or anything like that.
Do we
Okay.
know, do they have metal detectors, any kind of sensors, anything we should be worried about as far as concealment?
I don't know about for
Um,
delivery so much.
And that's the thing is probably in the delivery end, not so much as long as it's on the schedule. So if it's on the schedule, then more than likely they know it's going to be coming. If you were going through the front door, yeah, more than likely there would be metal detectors metal
Yes, of
detectors
course.
on the front end.
Can
So-
it be a white van?
UPS does not usually have a white van, but if you want a white van, we
Amazon
can-
does. Oh, those blue. Sorry.
Yeah, we
No.
could have a brown van.
Mhm. Now, you are going to have to acquire a van because they can drop you outside, but they cannot produce anything like a van for you. They cannot produce a car or a vehicle. So you can definitely apprehend a van. That would probably not be too trouble for a group as exciting as yourself. Is you could possibly even say, I know a van's going to show up at this corner at this time.
Or there's a van in this parking spot because we lied at the past.
Or there's a UPS
So-
truck since we're UPS people.
Mm-hmm. So, what time is the UPS truck going to show up? So right now, it is 6 a.m. Michigan time. That's what time it is now. What time is the UPS truck going to show up?
Well, if we want to get Martha to sign for it, she'd probably be there at normal business hours, like around 8 or so. So we probably don't want to pick up the van until like maybe 8, and then as she's starting to settle in and make her coffee and see what Gary needs for the day before he golfs.
Or as
Okay.
Chad just said, between 11 a.m. and 9 p.m.
That's
It's
the time.
not FedEx,
This is going to be
Chad.
the only on-time delivery that's ever going to happen. All right. So our plan currently is that we have a UPS. We have a UPS truck that's going to try to head in through the deliveries. They're going to have a section of deliveries that needs to be signed by the assistant themselves, and that's how the team is going in. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
All right. And go
question:
ahead.
does it count
Mhm.
as lying to things if I lie and say there are about, 10 or 12 large packages for Gary and Martha on that truck?
That's entirely possible. Because you can definitely use a planner can lie to objects and places and make an object show up. So that is definitely, it's going to be a bigger lie. And moving into the game, let's say, hypothetically outside of game, if you open that truck and there are no boxes in there, a planner cannot look at that empty truck and say, there are 5 boxes for Martha here, because
Right.
you already know that is not true.
So I'd have
Okay.
to
But
say
if-
before the truck opens.
Yes, exactly.
So like as
So
we're
we
walking
can-
up to the truck.
Yep, exactly. And there were probably going to be a role for that, because we're affecting a large thing. That's probably going to be a role when we wander into that. But in this planning phase now, no, we are solid. We are good to go with that. So,
Okay, that's just more of a technical question, so I know if I can even,
Yep.
if that qualifies.
exactly. Yep, no, that 100% will work.
Cool.
Okay. So from there, you have that you're going to be, that's how the team's plan is to get up to these top floors. And then when you're inside those floors, you're going to locate the dollar bill at some point, correct? And that's kind of how we're going to steamroll it from there. Do you want to do any more planning on how to get through to the CEO's office itself, or are we just do you just kind of want to wing it from there and lie your way through?
Well, my question would be is, we don't know where the dollar bill is. We don't always necessarily want to assume that it's in the CEO's office so much as it might be displayed in some sort of gallery in those upper floors so everybody can see, because that's the kind of thing that they may put on display and be like, this is our first dollar bill. Please
Exactly.
behold this.
But don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it. So, so there might be like a gallery too. It might not just be in his office.
Yep, 100%. So
And if
what I'm
there's
hearing,
electronics that are guarding it, I believe our planner could create a short in the electronics. And then I am very good at machine repair. So as soon as we see a moment, I can repair it in a way that it opens for us.
Or I could
and
lie
there's
before we
nothing
get to
saying
the
that your
floor
schemer
saying,
can't just get someone to tell you where
That
it
too.
is.
yeah. I mean, we can
So-
we can question Gary if we go straight to his office,
You
but
can question Gary.
um,
Yep.
or before we, if it's not in his office and it's in a gallery somewhere, I could theoretically say, well, it's unlocked. I think
Exactly.
so.
Exactly. So, okay. So what we're doing now is we've finished a lot of that planning phase, or at least the intricacies of the planning phase. Once everyone's comfortable with that in our game, you then in this game specifically, you all are going to go see Terror again, and then you're going to kit yourself out with whatever you want to bring. Does anyone have any specifics of what they would like to bring with them?
Well, my skills are unarmed combat and balancing and history. So mine is more bodily. At most, I'd probably maybe like want to put like a couple of knives or something in like my boot, my waistband, or something like that. I would travel light because of my skills.
Okay.
So that's me personally.
And if you need any body armor, this body armor is similar to a t-shirt. It's a couple layers of t-shirt.
Body armor and maybe some UPS uniforms.
Okay. Okay, we need some armor. We need some UPS uniforms. Do you want any current, and Tara asked you, you all want any current day money, any kind of income or anything like that?
Maybe just in case.
Never hurts to grease the wheels.
Okay.
Bribery will get you everywhere.
Okay. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, we should be able to at least make some kind of forgery. I'm not saying it's going to be 100% legitimate, but I'm pretty sure the technology that we have is better than the printing press that they have, but I can't say that we're going to do it perfectly. We're going to give you some forgery cash, some UPS uniforms, set an armor and knives at least for Ash. Does anyone else need anything specific other than what Ash is bringing with him?
Multi-tool, smartphone,
Yep. Check.
communicators,
Cool.
earpiece. I mean, I don't think we'll need translators, but just in case.
Nope. The technology that we have, and Tara says this specifically, the technology that we have burns through any kind of language barrier, anything like that. That's why, and outside the game, that's why there's no languages listed in any of the skills. The technology that they have, there's no issue with language whatsoever. Your body, whether it is a Scion or a sleeper, is definitely able to communicate in any language that they need to.
Perfect.
And for everyone watching at home, the big difference between a Scion and a sleeper, one of the main differences is, I kind of referenced this a little bit earlier, but we're going to get more into it when Jake's talking about an earpiece, and some of the other pieces. A Scion is not linked up with a bunch of nanobots. A Scion literally internalizes and has the ability to lie to reality inherently in them now, because of all the different jumps through the realities and the several generations that have gone through that have lived upon the Celeste. Sleepers, on the other hand, have been protected from a lot of those. And so the sleepers themselves still not necessarily depend, they're just integrated with that same technology. They're integrated with a lot of nanobots. That's why when we see like Savvy having a lot of these screens up, they're able to monitor and keep track of where everyone is, or to communicate where everyone is.
I have the wires.
Our planners, yes, our planners specifically literally have wires that can come out and then connect with walls, floors, different things like that, and that's how they change the reality around them. And they can also whip those things around and do a lot of damage to people with them. And so each one has a little bit different of those abilities. So that's why Darius might need something a little bit different than some of the other players will be. Okay. So
I do think an internet tap would come in handy too.
Okay. I'm not sure that you'll need anything specifically for that. I'm pretty sure you will be set to go as it is, but anything that we have is yours to keep. And then, all right. And I just lost my notes, but that's okay. All right. And then, Faust, anything extra that we can help you with?
Yeah, I'll take a set of brass knuckles and a hunting knife. Biggest one you
Okay.
got with an angle sheath.
Okay. Like, are you talking like the biggest one? And he pretty much points to the creation device. He said, I can just tell it to create whatever you want. So if you want like a broadsword, you can have a broadsword. But we're talking knives, so it's going to be just something, and he kind of like one or two, about this long. Is that going to work for you? And he kind of brings up a hollow. Okay, and then he, essentially just moves his bionic arm, over, and it kind of types it up, and then literally just creates it out of nothing. And then
No, I'm not very good at fighting, but I am pretty fragile. Maybe like an expandable baton so I can like block attacks?
Do you know how to
Done.
shoot?
And then, what he actually does is says, I'll do you a little bit better. This is your first trip out. And then he kind of just slides across the hollow table like a little bit like just a disc. And then he said, just hook that to the back of your hand real quick. And if you stack it on, and then it's literally a shield just kind of just spins out.
Nice.
That might do a little bit better than a baton. Let's see what happens. Now, anything that you bring from here, anything like specifically that shield that's a bit technological, a little bit higher, you're gonna get a look using that. People are going to know that it's not, quote, not from around here. So I want you to be aware of that. When you have your nanobots out and you're doing some of those other things, that may be noticed. Now, if everything goes well and everything snaps back, that's okay. We don't have to worry too much about that. But I do want everyone to be aware of this. You're not running around invisible. Okay, you might be able to make people forget about you, and we're gonna snap back to reality when you all succeed. But I want you to be aware. All right. And so if everyone's good, he's going to pretty much point you to these large tubes. And what these large tubes do will essentially create what other clothing you want. You know, he slides across a box that has the UPS uniforms in it. This is as close as we can get. But I want you to go, to head into the changing tubes and then get yourself kitted with whatever you need. And that's probably where we're actually going to take our break. Usually there is a break between Act 1 and Act 2. What I will be doing is kind of writing up a little bit more of what's been planned out and writing out some of the hurdles that the players are going to get involved in. And then we're going to go through Act 2 and Act 3 probably without a break. So, Kat, is it going to be all right for us to take a break here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want, sir.
All right, awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of write out what the crew plans. I'm going to do what's called hurdles, which is you have to roll over your hurdle to get over the hurdle. And then, so that's going to be guards, maintenance crew, Martha, Gary, all the other horrible people we're going to come in contact with and possibly have Jake shoot in the face. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to take probably about a 10-minute break. I'm going to get this written up, go to the bathroom, grab something to drink, and then we will see you probably in about 10 minutes. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in so far. We'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back, everyone, to Rainbows and Razor Blade Productions. Today we are again playing Stealing the Devil's Stories, the new game by Monte Cook. We have just passed through Act 1, which is our planning phase, and we're now moving into Act 2, which welcome to the actual heist itself. We have knives, we have armor, we have wonderful clothing, we have UPS uniforms, and we have a dope-ass shield. So, let's get us started. Darius, what are you wearing to the heist today?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and wear the UPS outfit. Is what I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna wear the body armor though.
Okay. All right, and then I have Faust. What are you gonna wear today?
I am going to get creative and layer some things. I am going to wear a sort of business casual pencil skirt suit and sort of roll it up around the waist and then put the UPS uniform over it so that once I get inside, I can ditch the uniform if I need to and look like I work there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably
Ash, what are you wearing?
Probably something similar. Just because we do need multiple disguises to make it through the building. So, but I'll do a business suit, like a 3-piece suit with a tie and everything.
Okay. And
but I'll have
Sabi?
the tie loosened enough and the shirt like folded down under the
Cool.
UPS uniform.
Sabi has on, also layering, has the body armor as the bottom layer, and then a sheath dress that is like rolled up around the waist and like folded so that it lays correctly, with the oopsie and then giant ass combat boots that would still work with the sheath dress.
Love it. And yes, I purposely asked the cast while we're on break. I'm like, you can just wear whatever you want. Just wear whatever you want. It's gonna be sweet. We'll make it work. We're gonna make it work. And so everyone exits essentially the changing tubes, where the clothes just materialize on you. And Terror, of course, in his power chair, does the like the movies of like yes that. And then everyone exits, taking their gear back out into the main area where Morgan again comes online, and you see Morgan's face, and then you see Morgan actually exit the screen and become a hard light projection out onto the floor, and is just wearing a set of very simple robes. And Morgan, their hard light projection is about 6 feet tall. It says, "I see you are prepared. Again, we will be transporting you down outside of the zone. We have transportation set for you to get inside the zone, and then you can go from there wherever you choose." And so the teleportation will be commencing in the next 10 minutes, and we will have you down, and then we will have your ride go from there. You can tell your ride whatever you choose. I am not 100% sure who is going to be picking you up, but we have them set in Uber, or Uber. I don't know. And so, but go ahead and see yourselves down to the transportation department. They will teleport you down, and best of luck. We will see you when you return. And then hopefully we'll have words from the other teams on what took place on their missions. And again, thank you so much for your help. And again, it's not difficult for you, but to find where the transportation is, especially for Darius, who has lived here most of his entire life. And Darius, for you specifically, seeing the hard light projections, seeing the AI come out is a really big deal. Your 5th generation Scion, the most your people got out of the AI was food, clothing, materials to build tents, things like that, just the lowest base level AI. The AI was shut down for your people for the majority of the transportation. For the 3 sleepers, this isn't strange. This is very, very normal for you. But again, for Darius, it's going to be, you're remembering living in some of the city areas that are in the lower levels of the Celeste, and then finally, you're coming up to some of the control centers, which even as a child you would sneak around and find different places to get into. But to see everything up and alive, it's kind of a big deal. But again, for a lot of the sleepers, again, everyone was expecting to be home. You were expecting to head home at this time, and now you're kind of dumped into what is going to probably be fun, but is also something where you're not sure what's going on. But then again, that's why you kind of signed up for this ride. Well, except for Darius again. Sorry, man. You didn't sign up for this ride. You were born into this ride. But again,
he was born into it, molded by it.
You only adapted into it.
No, really, we slept through it.
Woke up and bam, let's go steal some stuff.
I mean, it's not a bad way
That's
to
how I
go,
wish every day started.
right?
You wake up
it
and
can
choose
with
to
the right
be gay.
motivation.
Yeah, wake up, be
Wake
gay,
up
do
and-
crime.
Exactly. Wake up. I was going to say, be gay, do crimes. That's what we're here for. And steal
We are
those
a
stories.
very be gay, do crime cast right now. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Why do you think I contacted everyone specifically so I could have the gayest crime duo that could be invented, with the best clothes and the most entertainment? Like, this was a design. This didn't just fall into place. This was designed.
Steve had plans.
I had plans. I've had days to do this. Anyway. You go down to the transportation. It is fairly simple. There's some pads on the floor. You're going to walk up, and a hard light projection comes out. It is just a general kind of male figure, and says, "Okay, when you're ready to return, please contact us on your communicators. We'll be able to hear you when you exit the zone. And when you exit the zone, we will also know, because reality will collapse back in on itself, and we will see that essential pop, and then we'll be waiting for your signal. We'll take you right back." Okay, is everyone ready? I hit the button before anyone answers.
Beat me down, Scotty.
And so instantly you are transported to the wonderful area of Detroit.
Smells
Um,
delightful.
And so, and you're transported to what is just generally a normal street corner. And then you have coming up on your communicators, we have the ride supposed to be incoming in the next minute or two. It should be a van. I think it's a van. And then you see the most obnoxious, like, minivan that is literally on that's literally on like hydraulics, like literally rolling down the road, and you could hear the the dance speed techno music pumping out of this van at 8 a.m.
So we've got like
And
the suburban
as
hookie coming up to us. Is what we got.
Living their best life.
one,
This guy's got the right
100%.
idea.
I mean, if you're
Mhm.
gonna have a minivan, you might as well.
Yep. And so the van just rolls up, and you see the window roll down, and this guy sticks his head out. You my rides?
Yes.
Are you the
All right. I am your Uber. My name is Gustavo Mustachio. Get in. And you see the door just slowly open up, and there are lights coming around. Said, you are going to have the best ride ever. I'm going to take you to the Chrysler building. Let's get this going.
I don't think I ever want to leave this
So-
van.
And so as you pile in, and he literally has a thing up, and his legal name is Gustavo Mustachio, and it says, and you see him pop in a piece of gum. Said, "All right, let's get rolling." And you see him, just kind of as he hits some of the pre-programmed hydraulics, and it just kind of rolls itself, and then it just starts taking off. All right. What we going for business? What are you heading to the Chrysler building for? And why don't you usually you all go there, you drive some fancy cars. What are you doing out here?
I'm more interested in whether or not that name is a family name or not. That's what I'm interested in.
Actually, we're immigrants. I saw this in a book, and apparently you just need to file some forms, and you can just change your name to whatever you want. So my middle name is Mucho. So Gustavo Mucho Mustachio. I used to actually have a mustache, but with COVID, I had to wear the mask all the time because no one wants to die. And so the mustache just got in the way. So my last name doesn't make much sense anymore.
I think it's a
But,
beautiful name, whether it's there or not.
It's there
I'm
in
going to grow
spirit.
it back.
spiritual mustache?
It gives you mystery.
That's right. That's right. The mystery of the mustache is here, and it's coming back. Let's go. And so he just kind of cranks up the music a little bit and just goes tearing into the Chrysler building area. All right. Where do you guys want to be dropped? You getting dropped at a place? You meeting somebody? Where can I take you?
Outside the parking garage, we had a van, but it broke down, and so they're bringing another one with all the stuff. And we just gotta meet it
Yeah.
there.
So, okay, no problem. All right, it's probably going to be, if it's got a busted down van and they haven't towed it, that means it's probably over in lot 6. Let me take you over to lot 6, and then we'll cruise and see if your van's going to be there. So, all right, so everyone, you're going to start cruising for lot 6, and whoever is going to be poofing our van into existence.
That would be one of you two ladies, I think.
Yeah, either
I think so.
Faust or I could handle that.
Okay, let's do it together. Let's do a harmony roll. Okay, so a harmony roll is when people have some skills that are able to assist each other. So for our first roll, and when you use a harmony roll, the person that's going to make the roll is going to basically roll with advantage. So you're just going to roll 2 dice, and you're going to roll. You're going to take the highest. So you're going to roll. This is your jam. You're going to be rolling a d8, and the hurdle is going to be a 3 or a 4. So I need one of you to roll 2d8, and then tell me if you can get over a 4.
How about we just each roll 1d8 and whichever's highest we go with?
Sounds awesome. First roll of the game.
I got a
5.
4.
Okay.
I got a 5.
So we have. Okay, that's all we needed. And so as Gustavo turns into lot 6, you see the van you're looking for, and he says, "Oh, perfect. This is it. I'm assuming this is it. It's the only van that's here that matches the description. Is this you?"
Looks like ours.
Okay. Let's go. And he kind of just pulls up, and then the van slowly drifts down right to the bottom. And he says, "Okay, this is you. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you ever need me, have them look me up. Gustavo Mustachio. Pretty sure I'm the only one."
You have a fantastic day, Gustavo.
All right. Like it.
Before Gustavo drives away, Faust is going to reach into her pocket and pull out some of the forged modern day currency and reach for a handshake and do the like mobster thing where she passes the money over in the handshake and just say, "Maybe you want to stay close. Not too close, but we may need a ride back to where we're going."
Hey, not a problem at all. With this, I feel this is going to be my lucky day. And he hands you a card with his number on it. He said, "You just give me this. Tell me where you need to be picked up. I'll just hang out here. I'll just hang out here. This is me now."
You are a gentleman and a scholar.
I am neither one of those things, but I will be your driver. All right.
I'll take
You guys have fun. And
As Darius steps out of the van, he like just trips a little bit, and like. All right, we're good.
All right. Okay, man. I've had those mornings too. You got this. You're going to have an amazing day. I can feel it. All right. And so he puts his van back up and kind of tools out of the parking lot and does a lean as he does, and then does a quick 2 beep, and then kind of goes off, and he's going to go find a cell phone lot or wherever, and he's going to hang out. So there you go. No, none of the NPCs are going to be that ostentatious. That's my one. That's my one. That's my one. That's my one. And yes, that is a name from one of my kids' books.
That's
Incredible.
fantastic.
That is an actual name from a child's story, and I was like, I'm stealing that. I'm writing that down.
That's great.
All right. Anyway, so you're up to your van,
So
and then
before we even open it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna stand there and I'm just gonna kind of look at the ground and by like the wheel, and I'm like, there are packages in here, and they're for Gary and Martha.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
And there's no roll needed. That is what we consider an easy. That is something that's considered an easy lie, where it would be your hurdle would be a 1 or a 2. For some of these kind of situations, you're right next to a Chrysler building. It's very understandable that there's going to be packages in there. You lift the door, the packages are there, and you're all set to go. So what else is your plan? Like, there's a clipboard sitting there with the delivery time set for when you need to be there. And then so who's driving the van?
does anybody have driving as a skill? Because I do not.
I sure
You
don't.
need smart. Should be able to figure it out.
Well, don't get into any high-speed chases. We should be fine.
Okay,
I don't
well,
have driving as a skill in real life, so it didn't
mean-
seem relevant to take it.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, I can like literally drive in real life very well, but I didn't really take it in the game. But I don't think we should let clumsy dude over here drive anything.
Nope.
Yeah, maybe not.
He might get to carry 1 box.
Mm-hmm.
I'll carry the clipboard.
Good call.
Perfectly
Good call.
safe.
I like that best. And I should not talk to anybody if I can at all help it. If it's more than just, hello, how are you? Just.
Well, you have yourselves a schemer, so you not going to have a lot of issues in that aspect.
I'm just saying, if I
So-
turn around and I gotta try to persuade somebody, it's not gonna go well. my RBF comes out, and then everybody's just like, "What do you want? Get the fuck out of here!"
Just yell Darius, and I'll be there.
Okay, I can do that. Cool.
So Ash climbs behind the wheel. Ash, where are your keys?
My keys are up in the visor, just sitting up there.
They are 100% in the visor, and and Savi, you're driving us.
Sure.
All right, and the visor lowers, and the keys fall out. Turn on the car, and head toward your delivery. Okay, you got to make car noises though for me.
Beep beep.
Vroom, vroom.
Hey, get out of my way! Beep beep.
All right. Okay. All right. So easy enough. The delivery area is exactly where you knew it was going to be, where you said it was going to be in the plans. And so it's one of those pull-ups, and you kind of have to. You're not very comfortable, so you don't actually back it in because it's not exactly in your wheelhouse. But without a doubt, you see the delivery entrance is right behind the van. This is no big thing. So unload your boxes and let's head in.
All right.
Get us some dollies, and we're rolling.
Mm-hmm.
I got the clipboard.
Yep. There you go, sir.
Okay. Master the clipboard, and then you head up to the delivery door, and it's got a ring bell for service. And go ahead, bring us some bells.
Before the bell is rung, Savi is going to lie to the past that the bell automatically opens the door.
Okay. That is definitely going to be something that is probably we're going to consider hard because it is something that is not. Do you have any applicable skills that could go along with this?
I've got machine repair.
Okay.
I
We
don't know if
have
that'll
machine. Yep. I would say machine repair. Does anyone have electronics?
Darius
do.
does.
Darius has
has?
electronics.
Yeah.
All right. So, Darius, you have a knowledge of the electronics of how this could actually make work. Machinery repair, I would say that both of those would go into doing that. What I'm trying to do here is provide as much harmony as we can, and to try to have everyone kind of pool in some of their skills. As you know, this is going to pop this. You're trying to get to pop this door. So go ahead and roll a d8, and then hit me. We need to get a 5 or a 6 or above.
For the combo or each of us?
You're going to for the combo, for the harmony, you're going to roll with advantage.
Oh.
Oh, roll with it, so I get to roll twice?
Yes.
Okay, so I got a 3 the first.
Yeah, because you're doing it and I'm lying to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I rolled a 3 the first time and a 7 the second time.
Okay, wonderful. That 100% works. I need with a hard roll like that, with a success, I'm going to need you to also roll for a possible injury. The injury is going to be, I need you to roll another. I need I need Savi to roll a d8 and to get above a 3 or a 4 to avoid injury.
Got
Because
5.
this was okay, without a problem. And so when tell me, Savi, tell me what it looks like when you do your lie. What does it look like when you lie to reality?
She walks up, tells the lie, pushes the button, and there's a whoosh, and the door just
Okay, exactly. And you see it kind of pop, and then Darius, you're able to just kind of jam your clipboard in real quick, and then kind of open the door, and then I'm assuming everyone's heading inside.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
what you're finding is an open, basically an open kind of delivery area, kind of garage bay. And there's no one. You're not seeing anyone in the vicinity. There's one of those old metal desks with an empty chair that would look like it would normally have someone, but with staffing cuts and everything, it's some other guy who's like 3 offices down. You were going to be standing there for like 10 minutes. So at this point, everyone is inside. No one has noticed you at this point. What's the team's plan from here?
I think we should just walk like we belong there and just walk past the desk. And if someone stops us, we're like, oh, we're sorry. We were just taking a delivery to Gary and Martha.
Yeah,
Just
I can
act
handle.
dumb.
If someone stops us, I can handle it. You just, I look at the rest of the group and I say, someone stops us, I'll stick with them. You keep walking. Don't stop.
Is the plan to head to the freight elevator, or where else are you planning on? Or was it still the freight elevator? Are you going to look for some stairs? What's the plan?
Freight
So-
elevator.
Freight elevator.
Yeah, we don't need to do 60 flights of stairs, so
Okay.
at least get up to
what's the
a
best-
certain
Get as
floor.
high as it can.
Okay. What's the best way to get to the freight elevator from your plans? What do you tell me when you looked at the plans and you saw this coming through? What's the best way to the freight elevator?
So
It was a direct line, wasn't it?
there's the desk right there, so then you just go
Mhm.
past the desk and along the wall there's like a freight elevator and maybe some regular elevators and like a door or something. So the freight elevator is not far from the actual bay, so people can just come straight through the doors into the elevator.
Okay. Wonderful. So you head towards the freight elevator, and as you're getting there, you definitely come across like two wandering security guards that just happen to be patrolling. They have not seen you yet. They are there. You can see in one of those because it's near the freight elevator. They have kind of those corner mirrors that they have in a lot of places where a lot of freights move, so you can kind of see what's coming around the corner, so you're not moving in really fast. So you can see two security guards that are walking your direction. What do you want to do with that?
So I point and nudge Darius. Look, you may have to work your skills there.
I start walking towards them and I want to pick one of them, and I pick the lie before I speak with them, or how does that work? It says I have to see them. That's the key thing.
Yep.
And they
Which
have to
you-
be within
which you-
100 feet.
Yep, which you can definitely see them, and you can definitely you definitely are within 100 feet of them at this time.
Okay, so the lie I want to tell is that the security guard recognizes me as the usual delivery guy.
Okay.
And,
Yeah. Go ahead.
elevator qualifies as an object I can lie to, right?
100% does.
Okay, so when we get to the elevator as he's preparing his lie, I'm going to stand there and I'm going to push this button and the elevator is already there waiting for us.
Okay. That is definitely an easy. It's the freight elevator is going to start pinging down. I need Darius to roll. Let me check my cards real quick. I need Darius to just roll roll your D8, and you just have to beat a 3 or a 4. This is average. These are just your basic bottom level wanderers.
This was a 4.
Okay, so 4 is considered an almost, I believe. Let me double check. I believe it is an almost.
I have deception. Is that applicable to this situation?
100%. Let's roll that again for me.
7.
Okay, perfect. We had to get 4, 3 to 4. Okay, that's going to be. We're going to call that actually a success, and because you need a 3 and a 4, so you got a 7, so you doubled that, and you doubled that roundabouts. This is very early in the game, so we're definitely going to call that a success, and so as the elevator, you can hear the elevator coming. and you're dollying boxes, and the group of you are coming, and the guard's like, "Oh, hey, wait, hold up a second. You check in," and he's
Yeah. I say, oh yeah, no one was at the front. Here's my paperwork, and I'm gonna hand him the clipboard. I'll come back down and pick it up on my way down, and I'm gonna turn around and start walking away.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I saw you here. I saw you here last week. Is this your normal rounds then?"
Yeah, this is gonna be my permanent rounds until they tell me something different. You know how they are. They always change people out right when you get comfortable. So we'll see.
All right, and he looks at the clipboard. He's like, "Oh, hey, wait. This has to go up to the CEO's office.
Yes.
This freight elevator is not gonna. This freight elevator is only gonna get you up to about floor 30.
Ooh,
hold on.
What's the best way to go from there?
You're gonna wanna, and he kind of just like flips it over. He's like, "You're gonna go ahead and take the freight elevator up to." Apparently, I'm in New York. You're gonna take the freight elevator.
Detroit,
up to
New
floor
York,
30.
same. Yeah, it's close proximity.
You're gonna take it up to floor 30, and then you're gonna go to the west side of the west elevators. You're gonna go over to the west elevators, and then you're gonna take that up to 55, and then anything above 55, you have to have a key card to get in through there.
Cool.
So you can get.
I assume someone's up there at the top, right?
Yeah. Cool. Someone's gonna. You'll see someone around floor 55, and they'll have to. And he actually hands you the clipboard back. You're gonna need to take this with you.
10-4. Thanks.
They're gonna have to see your stuff. I'll go back and sign you in. And what was your name again?
Tony.
Tony. Okay, Tony. My name's John. This is my buddy Bill. And I'll get you signed in, and you should be good to go. I don't want to leave you hanging when you're on your way out. So just go ahead and head out.
Thanks, man. And I start walking back, and I go and I just look at the group and just.
Yep.
Before we get to the elevator, at the mention of a key card, I would like to lie to the past that the last person in the freight elevator had a key card and dropped it.
Okay. That is definitely going to be a hard, because these are a little bit tough to find. So you're going to need you're going to run your D8, and you need to get a 5 or a 6 or above.
A 5.
All right. That is what is considered an almost, because you are just barely getting over the hurdle.
I'm better than you think, so I'm gonna turn that almost into a success.
Okay. And for everyone at home, we're going to take this in a couple of what just happens. So when Darius lied and got a success, and that is essentially similar to if you play 5e, like a natural 20. That's why Darius was able to get additional information past what his normal lie was, and to help the team move forward. Now with Savvy, just an almost, and lies always work. So that key card is going to be there. Now, if there was a failure, the key card's still there, but there might be something else that key card had problems with. In this situation, if it would have been an almost or a failure, when they used that key card, it would have been noted as being lost. And then additional people would have known that a lost key card is trying to be used, indicating that there's a problem. What Savvy did is each player has 3 cards, 3 story cards, that they're able to play when they choose to assist them in moving along throughout the game. As a GM, I have twist cards that will then change the narrative a little bit and make things a little bit more difficult. So Savvy has used their first story card, which turns an almost into a success. And what was the name of the card again?
I'm better than you think.
Yes. Okay, and so everyone has a little bit difference of thing, a little bit. Some of them have that card, others have a little bit different cards, and so we're going to kind of go from there. Thankfully, the team has been rolling amazing so far, which is awesome. So you have to remember, in this type of game, these are professionals. This isn't just some ragtag, goofy bunch. This is a group of professionals that are getting in here, and so that is the spirit and how this game is kind of supposed to be run. And so, anyway, now to get back in. Obviously, the key card actually fell. It has one of those little clips on it. So it has that little border, that little handrail that goes around the elevator. The key card fell and got hooked on the little, just hooked on the little clip, and is on the inside of the railing. And so you just walk over, you reach down, you pick up the key card, and now you have the key card.
As Savi picks up the key card, I too would like to lie to the past, and I would like to lie about the location of the bill.
Okay. Where is the bill?
It is not in the CEO's office, and it is not in a public display. It's currently being moved, so it's in a warehouse on one of the upper floors.
Okay. What floor is it on?
It is going to be on the second floor from the top.
Okay, so floor 58, we'll call it. And the bill is being moved into storage, so to speak?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so it is not in an office. We know where the bill is. This is going to be considered, this is going to be a hard roll, for sure. And I'm going to need you to roll an injury dice after your roll. So roll your D8, and you need to get a 5 or a 6.
5.
Okay, that is our almost. Congratulations, and I need you to roll. I need you to roll a D8 again, and I need you to get a 5 or a 6 again. This is for your injury.
7.
Damn.
Okay. This is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm really excited about this. You have avoided an injury. So I need Faust. Explain to me what it looks like when you succeed in a very hard lie. Like, this is something where you are really bending reality. This is something that takes concentration. This is something that takes serious effort on your part. You are breaking the schedule. You are saying that things have been moved. You're actually moving the object. This is not making like a clipboard show up. This is a serious bending and breaking of reality. So what does it look like when Faust does that?
Faust has stood the dolly of boxes that she's responsible for up, so it's kind of freestanding, and leans back against the wall of the freight elevator, crosses her arms, and just closes her eyes and goes very, very still for a moment. And as she opens her eyes, she says, "The bill is being moved. It should be in a warehouse on the 58th floor. It will be in a warehouse on the 58th floor by the time we get up there."
So, can I piggyback on that lie and say that whatever locked case it is when we get up there is unlocked?
Okay. That's not going to be too tough. Let's run that as an average. So roll me your D8s and beat a 3 or a 4, please.
I got a 7.
Okay. All right. So with that, you know that the lock is actually completely broken, and it does not actually work. When someone goes to shut it, it clicks, but the lock, it doesn't actually work. So you are 100% going to be wander on in there. All right. Okay. So the team, assisted by Darius, heads up to. What did Gary tell you?
30.
This goes up to the floor 30.
And then we go to the west elevators and go the rest of the way.
Okay. So when you get to floor 30 and the door opens, someone tell me what the hallway looks like on floor 30. What goes on this floor?
It's a long hallway with glass walls for office, not necessarily offices, but on each side it's like cubicles where all of the paper pushers work.
That's
And
exactly what I was picturing too.
And then it's just like a straight shot and a little bit of a turn to get to the west wall. To
There's
those...
somebody in one of them yelling at a fax machine.
There's, you know, the group of women that are huddled around one cubicle gossiping.
Some dude walking past leering at them like a total douche.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're heading towards the west elevator.
Yes.
Yes.
And who's pushing the dolly of boxes?
I think a couple of us have dollies.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a
I
couple
think
of them.
everybody but Darius has like 4 or 5 boxes
Something.
on a dolly.
Mhm.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, and so as you're passing by, this group, and definitely Ash, you see this person kind of leering like a total noob, like just a real piece of garbage, and you actually clip him with your dolly, and he kind of just sprawls out onto the floor. And and he kind of gets up, and the conversation stops in the room. And they're like, Roger, what are you doing in here? And you were told specifically that you can't even be in here. And while he looks up pissed that you ran into him, he actually gets up and then just kind of scurries his way out of the office, and you're not, and so no one's the wiser that you caused this kind of scene. And so as you're moving towards the elevator, you see a maintenance crew kind of, coming up to the elevator as well, and then you see them pull out a magnet and then just tacks on out of order. I am playing a twist card. The elevator that you were using to get all the way up is now currently out of order. So the team is standing in here, and what do you do now? What did the was there anything in the blueprints that you saw that could be a backup? Do you ditch your packages and try to go upstairs? What's the team's plans now that you're?
This is a big
Is
damn
there
building.
are there bathrooms near us?
Oh, 100%.
I say we go the rest of the way as workers.
Yeah, business people.
Okay.
Works for me. Let's in the schematics, there's like a janitor closet that's like next to the elevators. We can just cram all our packages in there,
Mm-hmm.
and then go in
Okay.
the bathroom and ditch the UPS stuff.
No more oopsie.
Nope.
Okay. Darius wore his
Yes,
UPS
yes.
uniform as his uniform.
As you all start walking away to get like, you're like, okay, let's do this. I'm like, all right. And the douchey guy that was there, I walk
Roger.
over Roger. I walk over to Roger, and I'd like to use my lie
Mhm.
and go. Roger, weren't you supposed to be downstairs in the squash thing right now? You should have been changed and down there by now. And that's one of my lies, that he's supposed to be somewhere into his, like because corporate buildings usually have like a sports area or like a gym.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And so my lie to him is that he thinks he's supposed to be downstairs in his gym equipment, so that he goes and changes, and I just steal his clothes.
Okay. It's like shit. Just because you're stealing Roger's clothes, I'm gonna consider this easy because Roger.
He's already discombobulated from getting hit.
If your name is Roger, I really apologize. I just don't like this Roger. Mr. Roger was a national treasure and a world treasure. And
We're
should be
dumping on
preserved.
Roger, on Gary, on.
Mr.
Gabe,
Rogers.
everybody can get it today.
We're
Yeah,
gonna-
Mr.
Okay,
Rogers is
okay.
different than douchey Rogers.
True. Yes.
Amen. Amen. His parents tried. His parents tried to give him the best start possible, and it just didn't take. So Roger's like shit, and so he busts off, and as the rest of the team is changing, without a doubt, it's very easy for Darius to just kind of mill his way through and look like Darius. This is what you do. This is what you grew up doing, just looking like you belong. And for anyone that, everyone else is changing, but for the audience here, you're seeing that when Darius travels through an area, he's picking up as one of the Scion's abilities is he's picking up some of the thoughts of the individuals that are around him. Darius knows when someone's coming out of one of the break rooms, Darius just pauses, and then the people come out. And then Darius will just move from there, and then just waits for someone to turn off, and just so is in the right place at all the right time because he's in his element at this point. And so he waits for Roger to go busting out of this.
Well, I'm clumsy with
but-
my own body, not with other people.
Yes. Yes. With this type of thing, it is you see an actual change over Darius from when Darius is just moving stuff, helping move packages, things like that, climbing in and out of stairs, something like that. Yes, Darius is 100% clumsy. But when Darius is in his element of dealing with other people and getting them to do what he wants, his ability of bending reality takes over. And he is able to just shift his way through. And Roger comes busting out and runs back right to the same stupid elevator he was already in and is pissed that it's maintenance. And you see him kick the door. And then he just runs off, and he's going to probably go to find another elevator that heads back downstairs. And so, Darius, without a doubt, you're able to kind of pick up Roger's stuff.
Yeah, and before I pick up Roger's stuff, I look at Ash. I'm like, hey, Ash, can you make sure that it is my size before I look at it?
I just kind of stop and think for a minute. These clothes are Darius's size.
Thank you.
I know. And again, something that's very easy and able to do. And then the team is now back assembled. So my team of liars, how are you going to get upstairs from floor 30 to floor 58?
So my thought is we have to go to 55 in the elevator and then make our way up. My thought is we go up a floor or two, and as we go up, the elevator's repaired. When we get to the next floor, we can just go to the elevator and push the button and go. It'll be there waiting.
All right.
Or I could
So,
always just try to repair the machine.
We got to go find the
I'm
elevator motor
Very good
in.
at that.
Yeah, but we got to go up in the attic and repair the motor and stuff.
Okay. So you head, you're heading, up a couple floors, and by that time, the lie is that the elevator has been repaired by that time. It was just a minor malfunction. Someone dropped something in between some of the gear, something like that. They worked itself out, and I'm going to need you to roll me your D8, and I just need a 3 or a 4.
I got a 5.
Okay, that is considered a success. Without a doubt, you get up to floor 32. By that time, you see maintenance pulling it down, and you see him mutter to himself, "That's the fastest fix I've ever seen." And as you're kind of walking away, you see the maintenance is not actually walking on the floor. They're actually, gravity has reduced to the point that the maintenance individual is just kind of floating as he wanders off. You're starting, now that you're getting closer to the key, you're starting to see more of this zone kind of take part. And the minute you see the maintenance kind of floating off to the side, you're able to actually see out of the window. You're actually able to see cars in the parking lot as if they were on water. Like if they were like boats on water, kind of floating and moving and kind of crashing into each other and bumping into each other. You're starting to hear car alarms going off in the parking lot. You're starting to see different things of that nature of gravity kind of doing as it pleases.
I hope our friend's okay.
Regardless, Gustavo is 100% okay. If the van starts floating up, you just push the hydraulics a little bit down. He's okay.
Good. That means I can sleep tonight knowing he's all right.
Hey, whatever helps everyone. That's what we're here for. And so, anyway, so now we are traveling up. Elevator opens, and you're moving upstairs. And this gets us to floor 55, I think. We lied to ourselves, correct?
Well, yeah, you had told us it goes to 55,
Yep.
and then there's another
Floor.
way we have to go.
But we're going to 53 because of what DK had, right?
No,
for the
58.
58.
58.
So anything, so when the door opens at floor 55, because you had your key card to get through the door with your success card. So as the door opens, you're seeing lots of executive offices here. You're seeing a lot of open flooring plans, a lot of kind of window offices, some cubicles from the sides here and there, and you're seeing assistants. You're seeing a lot of different things for like research and development, advertising. You're seeing legal is also up here. And then what Faust had said is that the dollar bill had been moved to floor 58. So you're only you're only 3 floors away. And at this point, you're kind of moving through. You're starting to move through. And so, what's you're seeing again an open office plan with some corner offices, assistants, things like that, and you're seeing that from the plan there's another private elevator that is in the back corner. So
We needed the key card for.
Yes, exactly.
So
you're heading. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that would be my goal, would be to hit that elevator and go up, or if something's up with the elevator, just take the stairs. It's only 3 floors.
Okay. All right. So you're not seeing anything that is going to kind of move from there. And so as you're moving towards the elevator, you and just before you get to the elevator, a red alarm starts going on. You see, it's almost like a silent red alarm, and then you're starting to hear a lot of walkie-talkies. You're starting to hear that you're starting to hear from some of the corners. We just got a call. Apparently, there's someone. Yeah, there's I don't know who, but we have a group of people that are here for some reason. They were able to infiltrate. They were able to infiltrate the office. We don't have an identification for them. We just know that there's some individuals here that don't belong, and I'm not sure if it's theft. I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to be going through and checking floor by floor. Yeah, we'll update you when we hear more. This section is what we call the turn. This is where we move from Act 2 to Act 3. Meaning the turn has happened as someone has alerted security that there are intruders, and they are going to be going through floor by floor, starting with floor 60 and moving down, and security has already been notified. So
I'm gonna lie to the past.
Okay, hit me.
We're supposed to be here. We have a meeting with George. Martha knows all about it. It's in their books.
Okay, that is going to be very hard, because we're moving into that. But good news, in Act 3, all your dice are boosted. So we're having serious odds. We're also moving into Act 3. It's not 7 or 8. You need to get an 8 on a D10.
I need to find a D10. That is only a 6.
Okay, that is what is considered a failure. Your appointment is on the books, and you know for sure that you were supposed to be there, that you were on the books. However, now that we have finally had a failure after a good several hours of playing,
glad I could be the one.
Exactly, that's okay. Everyone's got to be the one. You are always the one for us. And so, this failure, now that lie still happened. Your meeting is still on that book, and so you know that you can get up there. Now there's going to be something else that's going to possibly interrupt that or change what's going to go on to that. So, knowing that, you're going to be, I'm assuming, moving forward to go through to start continuing heading toward the elevator. Is that still the plan?
Do we want to take the elevator, or do we want to just take the stairs?
If they're going floor by floor, they're probably taking the stairwell.
It's true. They might split up too. We may not
Thank
be
you.
able to avoid them either way.
And if we can't avoid them, then I can deal with at least one of them.
Let's do stairs. Even if we do run into trouble, it's a tight, confined area. Not that many people can get in at once.
How far?
Savi would like to lie to the past now.
Okay, what's Savi's lie?
And the lie is that there is a trash can on the floor below us, and about a minute ago somebody was smoking a cigarette in the stairwell that they shouldn't have been, and because they were almost caught, they threw it away still lit. So we have a distraction fire.
Okay, give me an average roll. Show it to me on a D8 as well.
A 1.
It's gonna
Okay.
be a rager, like a 4-alarm fire.
So what happens is and how many floors below was the trash
I
can
said
on
one
fire?
floor below.
Okay, and so
We better
the
run.
floor below starts on fire, and so the trash can starts on fire, and there's a malfunction in the alarm systems, and all the floors, the sprinklers turn on. So the sprinklers turn on and fire alarms for every single floor start going off. The whole floor is awash. The elevators shut down. The whole floor is awash, and so now you have a group of screaming people that are all bum rushing because everyone stays calm in an emergency. All these rich people are wet. All these rich people are upset, and they are starting to rush towards the stairs at this point.
So we need to step back and just wait a minute. Let them
Mhm.
run out the door in their rich person panic. And when we hear
Okay.
the footfalls go, then we go.
Okay.
So how many security guards are doing the looking? Because, I mean, if there's still any of them around, I have an idea for my Lady Liars here.
Each floor has a team of 3. So you can see that now, however, with your big fail, the security has surprisingly actually become engaged with now clearing all these floors. So the security is first dealing with this mob of people that is rushing. Your team is able to kind of push off to the side, and within a couple minutes, they have 2 of the security guards peel off and start going office by office to make sure that everyone is leaving and is going downstairs until they have it figured out.
Okay, so we can't lie to the past on that too. Oh wait, I don't know if this counts, but
Mm-hmm.
they ate breakfast this morning. It's for you guys,
Yes, they did.
you who can lie to the past, and suddenly something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
So what they ate this morning was food poison. So maybe you guys can lie to the past and give them food poisoning from breakfast, and suddenly they have to run.
I will call security guard number 1 Gabe for no particular reason. And Gabe is not well liked by his peers, so someone did unfortunately put laxatives in his coffee this morning.
Gabe.
Womp womp.
Oh, Gabe. All right, roll me a D8 and get me a 3 or a 4.
5.
5. Wonderful.
This die doesn't hate me like the other one.
Okay. Gabe, you see Gabe immediately kind of turn his belly. He's like, "Man, this is a terrible time. I'll be right back." And he bum rushes, and so the last security guard like looks at Gabe like, what are you doing, man? He's like, "No, man, I gotta go. Yeah, we have to exit this building." And so he's like, "All right." So now solo security guard is now the only one that's going to is checking room by room. The security guard is 3 rooms away from finding where you are. So what's your plan for final security guard?
I'm gonna walk up to them and say, I'm going to divert them. I'm going to tell them that that there are. Did we overhear that there were 4 people they were looking for, or just that there were people?
They just know that there's people. They don't know how many.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell them, hey, there's 2 really suspicious people hiding in the locker room. They do not belong on this floor, and that's gonna be my lie.
Okay. That is going to be. That is definitely going to be a hard one again.
Okay.
We're dumping up. It's Act 3. Let's dump up to a D10. So you need a 5 or a 6. Or actually, you need a 6 because Act 3, the hurdle is not 2 numbers. The hurdle is 1 number. So
Okay.
I need an 8 on a D10.
Okay, so I got a 6, but
Okay.
I'm gonna use not gonna let that happen, which is I
Mhm.
re-roll and I boost the die.
Okay, so now you are, instead of a D10, you are rolling a D12.
And I got to get a what again? 7?
8.
8.
8.
See, that was me trying to lie about what
I
number.
appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
10.
All right. And he said, "Did you get a description?"
Oh, yeah. Smarmy looking dude. And I'm just gonna describe fucking the first a-hole that we met.
Roger.
Yeah. Said, all right, yeah, I've seen him around. I think he plays squash. Hold on. And so he radios, said, I got a report. I'm heading to the locker rooms right now. Continue checking each floor. I think we've located the fire downstairs. We're gonna try to get the water systems turned off. Fire department's about 10 minutes out. All right. It is clear. They have evacuated the floor you're on. There are people that are continuing to filter down the stairway. The elevators are shut off, and so you are now on floor 55, right? 55.
Yes.
And so you have to get 3 floors up. There are people going down the floors right now, but you are free and clear. You have not been discovered yet. But you're all wet.
Aren't we all?
On a good day. On a good day.
Not if it has to do with Gary or Gabe.
Nope.
Nope. Hell with those guys.
No good days for them.
No.
Nope. All right. So head to the stairwell and let me know kind of what you're seeing and how you're going to get up the stairs from here.
Well, our soggy asses are gonna start clopping up the stairs, and there's,
Okay.
probably like, admin assistant running down the stairs, like carrying, like her purse and whatever she could grab, because,
Yeah.
they were probably some of the last people out. All the really like high level people probably booked out the door first, because like, save myself. So these poor ladies are probably just trying to get down the stairs, so we kind of just give them room to sneak by. So we'll go up, and give them space to panic their way out the door.
Okay.
Avi would like to use another card.
Okay.
I
What's
studied
that card?
for this test.
You
and
did.
A piece
what
of
did you get?
information crucial to your success is a route to get to floor 58 that is clear.
Okay. And that automatically works. And so what you have, you had just been, it had been information that you got a big information dump when you went to the hollow table. Savvy dumped everything into their internal nanobot storage device. That's a real thing. And so what, as your system is cycling through it, and when you're online, and the sleeper that you are, you know where everyone is, and your system is continually processing the information, and it almost just dings, and there is a CEO exit that is on the other side. It is through a locked door, and you know that there is a clear exit or a clear entrance to get up to the warehouses. The CEOs and a lot of the other staff here use this warehouse up on floor 58 for storing a lot of their own personal items, not just the dollar bill. A lot of stuff when there's construction at any of these offices, they're not going to move all their expensive memorabilia 60 floors down. They're going to store it on floor 58, and they use this specific stairway to do that. So that pops up on one of your screens, and then you're able to directly head to that. But there is a door that is locked to get to this specific stairway. So you have a locked door in front of you.
Well, I
Have we
remember
seen
that
the
I have
door?
at least one person in my group that took something that has to do with lockpicking. So,
Mm-hmm.
so we're gonna.
That's right.
I'm gonna tell them. All right. So I remember that there's a way to get directly to where we need to go. There is a
Mhm.
locked door in the way. Darius, you got this?
I'm on it.
Okay. I need, this is going to be, this is a very hard lock. You're going to need an 8 again, and your die has been boosted in Act 3, so I need an 8 on a D10 again.
I got a 6.
Okay. So, without a doubt, the door opens because our lies work. Darius knows he's able to pick this door open. The lie works, the door opens, an alarm sounds. You know exactly the security teams are coming. They know that one of the doors in the CEO's offices has been breached. So I'm assuming you're going to make a start running for it. What's the plan from here?
Let's go run straight for the bell.
Okay. So
We
floor
already
55.
said the box was unlocked, and
Mhm.
DK moved it,
Proximate.
so or
Yes,
Minute
you
moved
know.
it.
Yes, because Faust knows exactly where that bill is, and Ash knows that it is unlocked. So you're tramping up the stairs, and immediately 2 security guards meet you at right at the doorway to floor 58. 2 security guards come busting out the doors, guns drawn. What are you gonna do?
Well,
They're yelling at you to freeze. They're yelling at you to get down on the ground.
I would like to lie to the past
Okay.
that all of these guards had been together for lunch
Mhm.
and they all got food poisoning because I'm gonna eat.
everybody gets the shits.
Everybody
Bad
gets food
iceberg
poisoning.
lettuce.
Salmonella, it's everywhere.
All right.
What do I need to roll?
I'm going to need a hard roll with a boost with a D10. So I need an 8 on a D10 again.
Come on, dice. A 10!
All right. That is considered a success. You see grumbling. You see all their stomachs at one time. The guns are dipping, but they are still, even as they crap themselves, they are still. They have a group of 4 people who are, essentially raiding the CEO's storehouses. The guns have dipped, and that will definitely improve any other ratings that you have going forward. But that will definitely give you a couple more seconds.
I'm gonna use a card. Just the thing.
Okay.
You plan for this contingency. You produce one useful object that could have been carried on your person and that helped in the current situation. I'm gonna reach back. I'm gonna pull out a badge.
Okay.
And say, stand down, I'm with you guys. I'm here to secure the bill.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Oh man. I think.
Don't shoot
Go,
the
go,
kids.
go. Just go.
I think
got
we've been
this.
poisoned. I think we've been poisoned. Okay, go finish checking. Okay, go finish checking. The alarm downstairs was saying there's someone in the building. Okay, go. And you cruise on past. Thank you, story card. All right. You're on floor 58. You are, and Faust, you know exactly. Faust, can you please lead us to where the bill is stored?
Yes, when we get to floor 58, we proceed down kind of a long maintenance hallway that looks like it runs perpendicular to the back wall of the offices on this floor.
Mm-hmm.
We proceed down this hallway for a couple of minutes, hang a right, a left, a right, and then another right. And we are standing in the kind of main atrium of the storehouse that's on this floor.
Yep. Okay. And as you're proceeding toward that box, you see there's a solitary individual. There's a solitary woman standing there and says, I don't think you're going to do what you're going to be planning on here to do. Why don't you all go ahead and filter out and turn yourselves in downstairs. You're not getting any farther. I don't know what you're here for, but willing to use deadly force to do it. There's enough emergencies going on today. Why don't you go ahead and turn around and head out? And this woman means business. She is the specific. This is another twist card. This is the specific armed personal guard of this specific warehouse. And she has a gun holstered right now, but she is rippling with muscles. She is not someone to be trifled with, but
I would like to lie to
you
the
are just normal
past
people.
that she didn't load her gun today.
Okay. She is a trained professional. This is going to be a very hard lie. I need an 8 on a D10 again, please.
A 9. The D10's got me, man.
The 10s are bad. I don't know what it is, but it's not good.
Oh, it worked for me though.
Yeah, it
the
does.
D10's have been good.
And
It's the 8s that were getting me.
And as you all just kind of stand there, and she sees, because when you lie, these nanobots, come out like there is something that happens, and she immediately pulls her gun and goes to fire, and just click, 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 and she looks down, and then she looks up at all of you and throws her gun to the ground and pulls one of those collapsing batons and is starting to move forward. So you have definitely caused yourself to not get shot. Congratulations.
So I want to disarm her with my wires.
Okay. Please roll me a D10, and please roll above a 7 for me, please.
I got a 7.
Okay. That is going to work, and instantly you see the surprise on her face as steps in front of everyone, and these wires literally come out of fingers, hands, arms, and literally wraps this immensely strong, capable woman up, and she just gives you a look of surprise, and then as Ash just turns to the side, and the wires literally throw this woman across the room, and then she just crumples into a heap. Congratulations. And she is 100% out at this point. The dollar bill is in the box where you said it is. And who's going to be the one to go and grab it?
Not me.
I'll grab it.
Okay. And so as Darius and Faust move forward, one of you opens the box, and it is just this old 1925's dollar bill. Not extremely different, but when you flip it, that's where you see the big difference is a sealed 1925 dollar bill, and it is in this hard acrylic. And you have your key. You just need to get out.
All right.
How are we getting out of here?
So when we grab the item, so this is what I wasn't clear about. So just so we all know. So we get the item. We actually have to run all the way out of the improbability zone to reset reality with the item. Okay.
You have to get out of the zone. So you have about 5 minutes until the fire department arrives. The building is currently being evacuated.
Let's look like we're evacuating, folks.
I would like to lie to the past.
To give the fire department food poisoning.
No. I would like to lie to the past that the window behind me has an abandoned window cleaners on it, the platform on it that can take us down to the ground.
Okay. Roll me a 6 on a D10, please.
She's gonna go for the pants shitting ride. I'm afraid of heights. In real life, not in character.
A 10.
Oh shit.
Okay. You can see as you walk towards the window, it was just up a little bit, and you can easily, and in their haste, the little mechanical controller is just hanging down, and so you're able to crack the window open. You push the down button, and it's on a mechanical winch, and it just lowers down. Everyone is able to get onto the window cleaner gig. And you're able to start moving down the floors. It's a windy ride. But you can see from there, you can see the fire truck, pulling in, having to weave its way through different cars that have, ran into each other. You're seeing people that are kind of floating kind of off to the side, really, really confused. And you're starting to move down. How would you like to leave? How would you like to get out of here now that you're down to the bottom floor?
Would you like to
I
call
would
a
like
friend's
to,
house?
yeah, I'd like to pull out the card and call Gustavo and tell him to start heading our way.
Well,
Okay.
let's get out of here in style.
You definitely hear. He said, "Hey, is this my friends from this morning?"
It sure is. We could use that pickup if you're still available.
Yeah, there's a bunch of emergency vehicles heading out there. How about you head out, meet me? Can you meet me by the Chrysler sign out front there? It's only about 100 yards away. I think I can get in that far.
We'll be there shortly.
All right. I'll see you in a little bit. And without a doubt, this is one of those easy things to do. You're able to. There's evacuations going on. There's chaos everywhere. Anyone that did identify you, you either convinced that it was not you, or you were able to move through them with a lot of amazing rolls. And again, your lifted hydraulic van with the same fast dance music and that does not quit rolls down the window. He said, "My best friends are here. Come on, let's go." And again, door opens and you're able to start moving out of the improbability zone. And the best part is they know the zone. The minute you leave the zone, there is a literal pop and everything disappears. The fire trucks are gone. All the food poisoning is gone.
The fire I caused.
The fire, the drenched people, all of you are instantly dry again. And everything is back to normal. And you turn around and look. The minute you leave, the building is crystal clear. There's nothing going on. It is almost silence. It is another work day in Midwest America. And as Gustavo turns around, looks back, where were you heading again? And as that happens, you leave the zone and you dematerialize. The Celeste has picked up that you left the zone. And poof.
No, Gustavo.
You mess up in the hydraulic car, Scotty.
Van and all.
And poof. You're back at the transportation zone, and the same hard light entity, and says, "Welcome back, team. Morgan would like to see you in the meeting room."
I have a question.
Yes.
So the item that we take from the improbability zone, when we come out of the zone, does that go snap back to where it belongs, or do I still have that dollar bill?
It stays with you.
Can
it is
I
here with you.
have them
Yes.
materialize it back in Gustavo's van for him?
The dollar bill has to stay with you.
Oh, all right. Then I keep it for a fucking souvenir.
Then I would like to
Yep.
lie to the past and say that the whole rest of the forged money that we have, I left in the seat for
100%.
Gustavo.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of
Gustavo
ours.
Gustavo found like $3,000 because
My
the
man.
future has no clue on how much stuff costs, because it's similar to Star Trek. There is zero concept of money at this point because everything is mostly just produced. And so Yeah, so like Gustavo turns around and there is literally $3,000 just sitting in his
Chilling.
back seat.
Like wadded up with like a rubber band
Yeah.
on it.
And
This-
he's just
this-
kind of staring. Go ahead.
This gives very much every D&D campaign ever when the barkeep is being nice and they give like a gold coin, which is like
Mhm.
equivalent to the entire town's wealth.
Yep.
Yeah, like 3 years of money. Like
Gustavo's
without
getting a
doubt,
new speaker system on us,
like, he 100%
He
is.
deserves
And
that
maybe
shit.
some
And-
more lights and better hydraulics.
right?
Yeah.
You can get some great LEDs
And-
on Amazon.
And then when you enter, you know, the area, there's your same hard light projections, and there's also a human standing there. He's in just a what would be considered in the 21st century a normal black suit, with a bright red tie, and he's talking to the hard light projection of Morgan. And he turns and he's like, welcome. I see you another very successful. Very, very excited. This is extremely exciting times. Thank you so much. We weren't sure how this was going to go, but I'm very happy you made it back. And Morgan looks to you both, and it looks to you all, and said, I was just talking to Nicholas here, and we're extremely excited you have made it back. May I see the item? And you know, Morgan, the hard light projection, comes towards you and asks for the item.
Sure, but what is this about? What is going on
And
here?
he said, I think we will be able to answer that question very shortly. Now, she refers to this individual as Nicholas, and everyone here, all the hard light projections appear to know him. You have never seen this individual in your entire life. You do not know who this man is. He's just got, you know, black straight hair, you know, cut rather short. He's got just salt and pepper in it, fairly clean shaven. But the more you look at him, if you left this room, you would not be able to write a description of him. You do not understand how he looks when you see him. Like when you're talking, when you see him conversing with the hard light projections and Morgan, he has a face and he's talking, but the minute you look away, you couldn't describe him again.
It's like the
And
illusion of
Morgan-
somebody.
Yeah. Morgan hands him the dollar bill, and he said, "This is perfect. This is exactly what we need." And as he takes it in his hands, he squeezes it, and it turns to just golden light. And he squeezes it and pulls it apart, and it turns into strands. And he starts moving the strands, and then he kind of gives you a wink and makes like a little cat cradle with it, like the old game. He said, "I used to love this game when I was little. They don't do it much anymore." But anyway, I'm off topic. And he takes it and he pulls it back, and then almost like a bow and arrow, he lets it go. And these 4 streaks of light all come towards you in a blink of an eye and hit you all right in the chest. And instantly, all the lights, your vision is in a blinding white light. Everyone is able to see different paths that they took to get to this location. Darius, any time that you thought you were going to be caught, you weren't. You just turned down the right avenue. You just turned down the right direction. Anytime any of you were sleeping, you started having a bad nightmare, and suddenly it turned into a better dream. And you can almost see this individual in the background of all these places. He said, "I'm really happy that you're all here. But then again, I knew you'd be here." And then he just, with his hand, he just starts holding this, and then he picks up and a glass materializes in his hand. We're going to do amazing things together. We're going to save the goddamn world. And that's it. We fade to black.
Thank you so much.
Suspicion.
You have
What is
met
it?
the devil. Congratulations, folks.
I
The devil's
had a
kind of
feeling.
hot. Just saying.
The
I
devil's
mean,
always hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was to say, when is
The
Yeah.
cat's cradle thing, Faust was like, yeah.
Yeah. That good with the hands part. Yeah.
Yep.
Totally. That was fantastic.
That was great.
I love this game.
Yeah, this is really cool. We gotta do this again. I love it. We lost your voice, Steve.
And let me click this.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, now I'm back. Thank you. My new headphones did not last as long as I thought they were going to. Anyway, so okay, a couple things as we clear out this game. Not everything in the rules was done as we were supposed to. I did not have some of the traits listed up. Some of the roles probably should have been different, but the banger of roles that everyone had, it probably wouldn't have really mattered. Phenomenal job, everyone. Absolutely excellent. Thank you very much for helping me tell this story. I really appreciate everyone's time, and for everyone that tuned in, I really appreciate it. This game does really well as a one-shot. This end apart with Nicholas and the Stranger is a more of a lead-in to a 12-part series that the book has, and more into an open-ended campaign. But this can be easily run as a one-shot where you're just going in, doing a heist, and being done with it. The light that hits you is called story essence. That's your XP. That's your experience points. So every twist card that I played and every story card that the liars played gets added up, and that's the experience points that you get at the end of each heist. And then there's also things that are called side jobs, where each liar has something that they're very interested in, whether it's stealing shiny things, adrenaline rushes of getting in fights, jumping off things, making friends, or righting wrongs, things like that. And if you accomplish your side story, you also get additional experience points. Experience points are new traits, being better at your traits, getting upgrade items, all that kind of stuff. But regardless, again, if I could have my players and my liars talk a little bit about who they are, the channels that you all produce, and the wonderful content, I would really appreciate it before we get done here. Jake, go ahead and start us off.
Okay, my name's Jake. I run a channel called Q Times. That's QUEUETIMES. You can find out right now we're kind of like on a slow season because I've got a lot of stuff going on. So we only currently have one show a week, which is our Star Trek show, Star Wars show. Oh God, the nerds would be angry. Star Wars show that is ran by the Streampunks. It's got Eric Campbell is GMing it, Sam DeLev, Noir. Like the cast is amazing. So check that out. We've got a bunch of other stuff on the horizon. I'm working on a vampire campaign. I've got multiple Pathfinder 2nd Edition games going on. It's just how schedule fits out. So right now it's kind of a break time. So instead of watching my channels on those days, why don't you check out one of their amazing channels?
And DK, what work are you risking not sleeping for?
So much, all of it. I'm still DK, and I run Exquisite Corpse Presents, home for unusual TTRPGs, and we tell very gay, very dramatic stories in very, very broken 5e mechanics. So you can join us this Saturday for Say a Prayer for California Sister Cities, which Kristen is on, which Steve was on with us last week.
My dad in a box.
We're getting ready to go questing all over the country, so that's going to be fun. You can also catch us there on Mondays for Divine Intervention, which is a campaign about newborn gods who have just learned that they can be eaten by other gods, and that's kind of a problem. Aside from that, I'm over on Lore Everlasting with the Lady May in the Many Hearts Project. It is a Doctor Who actual play using Cubicle 7's book. We are having a great time. We went to B-Dubs last week in the 80s and to the very first Pride Parade, so that was very, very fun. And Draconix is our doctor, and is perfect, is fantastic, is everything that you want in a doctor, so you definitely don't want to miss that. For anything else that I'm doing, you can follow me at AbbaDarlings on Twitter, where I share my every waking thought, and I'm sure that I'll mention, oh, no, I am doing a thing. There is an important thing. Tomorrow, this time tomorrow, I will be on Hazards and Hijinks, playing a monk that is based off of Elle Woods. So that should be good. It's 100% improv. I have no idea what's going to happen. So yes, now I'm done. That's all the things. Find me on Twitter.
That sounds amazing, actually.
Kat, go ahead and tell us what you do for us every day.
All right. Well, I am Kat, and I am the producer of Rainbows and Razor Blades that I co-run with Kristen over here. Friday nights, you can find me playing Obscura on our Cyberpunk game, where I spend most of the game bickering with my brother. And
Just not tomorrow because we're on break.
just not tomorrow. We're on break. We're back next Friday. And then every other week for Chaos Commentary, where Kristen and I host that show together. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes it's just she and I doing word salad. It's it's anybody's guess what it's going to be. And other than that, every night of the week that I'm not on screen, I'm still producing all the shows behind the scenes. And you can find me at Autumn Knox on Twitter. That's the other thing. And I just randomly pop up with stuff.
Okay, Kristen,
And
finish the song.
I'm Kristen, your resident Chaos Goblin. I even got the tattoo to prove it. You can find me on both Chaos and Somna Mixterai, the Cyberpunk campaign. You can also find me on Mondays with Steve. I run a 5e homebrew right here, Madness Takes Artena. There's lots of fun, wild stuff coming up with that as we go into our second half of the first season. On Tuesdays, we have Watercolored Wizardry with Maria, our watercolor wizard, who has done artwork for Artena for us and also for her own show, which this next Tuesday we get into our first official episode of, instead of just the one-shots, and that is Misguided Magic.
Can't wait.
That's super exciting. Then Wednesdays, and then Thursdays. Yes, Thursdays. We have North Shore DM, our great friend Chad. He runs another homebrew 5e game, which also Misguided Magic is, because we love it here. Skag just pops in and he missed the last bit. There's a VOD, Skag!
No.
But the homebrew that Chad runs is a very interesting take on all of us pretty much not remembering where we came from, and we're going from there.
He runs the City of Arches D&D story, is what it
Yes.
is. It's a homebrew. Or supplements?
From Sly Flourish.
Sly
It's
Flourish, yes.
module. Yeah.
It's a module. I was looking for the word, but I'm
Words are hard, y'all. We also have merch, which words are hard, y'all, is one of those things.
it is on a shirt. I made it so.
Support, undead support, or
You can also find
Emotional support
for
undead.
Rainbows and Razor
That's
Blades
it.
on our Twitter. You can also join us in our Discord, where we talk a lot of crazy crap, because we're chaotic people. I think that's it. Oh, YouTube for VODs. And then.
Is there anything else? I mean, some people might want to go to the bathroom or something.
Nope, there's no bathrooms here. There's no
Oh no,
bathrooms.
that's
No.
a bad place. It's a bad place that we are.
No, why don't you two
We're in
lie
the-
to the past and say that there is a working bathroom here, because this is not okay.
And that's the fun
There's
part.
no
is,
bathroom, only Zool.
is while playing this game, the players, when they say there's going to be a bathroom, got to be close. Yes, there is, because that's very realistic that would happen, and so that's what makes this game fun, is because you're able to you're able to get into the DM's chair. You're not using a power. You're just taking a seat in the GM's chair to make something happen. So that's what I really enjoy about this, and so yeah. Again, thank you for everyone tuning in. Thank you for my players. And anytime we're here again, please be gay, do crimes. And
Yes.
we will see everyone next time. Thank you very much.